This is Clint with Seeking Adventure. Just want to talk to you about a total knee replacement. I'm making this video because I've done a lot of research on YouTube and stuff, and I've only found a couple of videos where people's had knee replacements, and they kind of followed through for the first few weeks to like 6 months and stuff. So I'll try to do a full review, maybe a year or something. Just kind of want to give you an update before. So it's February 18th right now, 2019. I probably won't post this until about a week before my surgery, which I scheduled April 17th, 2019. I'll just be turning 51 then. Yeah, 51 and getting a total knee replacement. So, yeah, I injured my knee in June of 2007, playing softball. Started running to second base. Pitcher caught the ball, turned to go back to first base, and blew out my ACL. Totally tore it in two. Ended up getting it repaired. They used 3 hamstring tendons to repair that ACL. Went pretty good. Pretty much got my mobility back over the years and stuff. It still would always swell up some. I'd have to ice it, ibuprofen every once in a while, elevate it, typical stuff. Did quite a bit of running, did a lot of 5, 10Ks, hiking, backpacking, mountain biking. Love my mountain biking. That's what I mostly do. Usually do about 3,000 miles a year and stuff. Just slowly over time, it started getting worse. Talking to my knee doctor, the last probably 3 years, every time I'd go in, he'd just tell me don't piss it off. So I guess when he means don't piss it off, I guess he means sit on the couch, sit in my chair and watch TV. It's not me. You know, I'd rather be out here enjoying mother nature. You know, I guess I'll let it swell up, be in pain, do what I do just to be outside. So after a while, getting tired of hearing about that, him just telling me don't piss it off, I decided to go get a second recommendation. Went and saw another orthopedic doctor. He looked at it and he says, yeah, looks like you have an 80-year-old knee. I'm like, great. He says, it's definitely tore up. He wouldn't even go in and scope it and stuff. He said I wouldn't be happy with that. Asked if I would do cortisone injections or if I ever had them. I said no. Something I've never really figured. If your knee's screwed up, it's screwed up. So I decided to go ahead and do a cortisone injection. Probably lasted maybe 2 weeks. I did do a long backpacking trip up on the Teton Crest Trail. Excuse me. After that, my knee was tore up pretty bad. You know, you feel kind of paralyzed after doing a long hike like that, carrying a big pack. So went back in there probably a month, 5 weeks later, and then he recommended maybe doing a guided injection where they go in there and inject it with a live x-ray. The guided injection probably lasted another, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. Still had a lot of pain and stuff. Just activity level really didn't come back. Probably started out a year and a half ago where it's been really bad. I mean, I was to the point where, like, stepping off the bumper of my truck, I would have to hop down on my good leg and stuff. I wouldn't be able to squat down at all on my bad knee, like bend it down, or like going downstairs, I would just kind of skip along on my good leg. Also did that, you know, hopping off the truck, going upstairs, I'd kind of do it. My wife was saying I was always walking with a limp. She said, like, I looked like an old man walking and stuff, which kind of bothered me. I did kind of notice the last couple months it started really affecting my my kind of like my hip. Started feeling other joints starting to hurt and stuff, and that's not a good sign and stuff. So you know, activity wise, you know, like I said earlier, I'm very active. I love to mountain bike. Bike packing is, you know, I love doing it. That's fun. Back in April of 2016, I did the AZT 300, which is an awesome race. I wanted to go back the following year, but my knee was like, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it or not. So I'm like, I'm going to pass. So by the fall of 17 is when it really started to hurt. Really started having issues. My goal was to do the AZT 750 for my 50th birthday the spring of 2018. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that the way my knee was hurting and stuff. It was just bad. You know, my activity level started going down. I just wasn't motivated. Usually when I was biking and stuff, if I didn't bike for say 3 or 4 days, I could really start noticing my knee. My biking really helped. It got to the point last summer of 18, the fall of 18, where I was biking and it just would kind of start bothering me. Wasn't able to put down the power that I wanted to. If I did, it would just kind of ache. Hike and bike sections were kind of bad, you know, and especially walking off cambered and stuff, it'd really flare up. So I'm just like, yeah, just kind of got all motivated, kind of got into a funk that I didn't like. Probably in the last year, I've gained over 20 pounds, which isn't me. Usually I like to eat, but I was exercising so much, you know, doing 2-3 hours a day and stuff, that usually I could eat whatever I wanted to. I know that wasn't healthy and stuff, so you know, here I am today. After that guided injection, I went back in, talked to my other doctor, and he says, well, he says, you know, I guess, he says the next thing is gels and stuff. I told him, I said, I don't think that's good and it's not my lifestyle. And he said, well, he says, really, you need a knee replacement and stuff. So I had a long talk with him and my wife, and thought about it and stuff, and told me, he says he recommended me go and seeing another orthopedic surgeon and stuff, and he says that they're able to use a total knee replacement, a different manufacturer, which he's kind of limited out for the place that he was working at. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I just kept thinking for like the next week after what he said and stuff. It was like, you know, that's pretty good, you know, because I've checked on this guy. He gets high recommendations. To recommend somebody else, which the other doctor that he recommended me to, I heard he's really good, and I've never heard anything negative. I guess one thing I did from a relative, but it is what it is. You know how people are, they're all different. So after thinking about it and stuff, I decided to go ahead and call up the third doctor and see what he had to say. And he does a custom knee, a conformist knee, the third doctor. So made an appointment, went in there, he looked at it. He pretty much said I had an 80-year-old knee. So that kind of takes any warm fuzzy feelings you have out of it. So it's like, man, just that one time playing softball, you know, screws you up, and here you are hobbling around and not really able to enjoy life and seek adventure. So he's looking at it and stuff, and he ordered more x-rays because I had my previous x-rays transferred over to his office, and he wanted to do a full x-ray, like from my hip down to my feet and stuff. And he did that, and he already said that my leg's starting to bow, and then also the joints offset too, which isn't good. And he says it's starting to affect my other knee, where it's kind of starting to bow a little bit, like this. And, you know, he said he recommended a knee. He told me the same thing too, that he wouldn't recommend doing scoping and stuff. He says, you know, that's not going to do any good. And he said that the only thing that really helped me is the total knee replacement. So I was like, okay. So he says, whenever you're ready, just, you know, let me know and we'll get it done. So I started questioning him about the custom knee and stuff. He goes, no, he says, your knee's too far gone for that. He says it's had a previous injury. He said the soft tissue, a couple other things that I don't understand. But he's going to go with more of a off-the-shelf knee and go from there. So I'm kind of lucky because my wife's a nurse. She works in the OR. She's watched a few knee replacements and stuff. I've watched a few online. And yeah, so here we are. He told me to just come back and talk to him and or give him a call when I was ready. So I thought about it for a long time and just back and forth, and I'm be honest, I'm really scared. It's kind of nervous, especially when I don't feel this old. I'm, you know, young. I think 50 is still young too. There's still a lot of miles and stuff, that a lot of things I want to do. But when I start, you know, like doing hikes, I want to go do the 3 summits over in Nepal. I want to go do the AZT 750. Several other hikes I want to do, backpacking and stuff. And just when I struggle to do that, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, let's book it. And then I start thinking, I'm like, no, I don't think I'd be able to do it. And I don't want to be back in the middle of somewhere and end up having to be flown out by a helicopter or rescued or just give up. 'Cause I'm the type of person that does not give up. So I just, you know, thinking about it and just thinking about the pain that I've been in the past. And sometimes, you know, I was almost pain-free, but I was doing a lot of sitting around, and then I go do something, you know, go on a long hike and come back and I pay for it. So I just kept thinking about it, and finally I'm like, you know what, I'm going to schedule it. So I went ahead and scheduled my knee for April 17th. I'm trying to do as much as I can right now to get my legs into shape, get my body into shape, just so I don't have that extra weight. I also, since I haven't been doing as much, I want to really try to build up my cardio, my core, strengthen my legs, get mobility back. My mobility is really bad in my leg. Like riding my bike and stuff, I use a dropper seat post on my bike. When I put it down, sometimes it just kills if I kind of like have my pedal up and I go down, and it just kind of bends my leg too much. So yeah, I want to work on stretching, getting my legs, you know, my muscles built up and everything. So hopefully, you know, recovery will be quick. You know, I don't know what to say. It's just, it's going to be life-changing. Hopefully it's life-changing for the better. I'm going to keep positive about that, and you know, once it's done, it's done. There's no going back, and just have to work with it and stuff. I've read a lot of articles, I've watched videos, I've read blogs, mountain bike forums, endurance forums and stuff. You know, you get a mixed match of people that it's worked really good on, other people that it hasn't. People, you know, should have done this a long time ago. People, I wish I would have never done it. A lot of people, it seems like the more athletic people, it seems like they do better. Seems like they want to heal up, and they want to get back to doing what they were doing. And I think the other people that had issues or always had pain and stuff, they're the ones that, you know, might be overweight, they're not motivated, they don't have a high pain threshold, and they're just kind of and they don't try and they don't push themselves to be better. And that's the type of person I am. I want to excel and I want to get done. You know, I'm already have a goal. I want to be back to work in 3 to 3.5 weeks. I don't know, I've heard 2-3 months. I'm a manager. I work out in the field too. I love being out in the field, just like I like to be outdoors. But you know, I could probably do a little bit more office stuff or sit in the office more, which I don't like to, but there's always paperwork that needs to be done. Biggest thing is getting off pain meds so I can drive. I've never been one to take very many pain meds. A couple weeks ago I had a hernia surgery. You know, I only ended up taking a couple of pain pills, you know, right after that. And then, you know, just kind of let it go. I think I took aspirin once or twice too. I'm not much for taking aspirin and stuff, just never have, unless I have a really bad headache or my knee's really bad. You know, there's probably 2-3 times late this summer, fall, I'd be out doing yard work or get back from a hike and stuff. My knee actually hurt so bad where I was nauseated, and it makes you in a bad mood and you feel bad about it. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So you know, I'm just going to hold on to this video and probably post it about a week before my surgery. I just want to kind of do like probably do a video maybe the day of or the day after or before, and then kind of like weekly for a month, and then maybe every month for a while. So I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So hopefully people get something out of this video, or this little series of videos I'm going to do. Usually the stuff I do, I'm always filming what I see. This is the first time I'm actually talking to the camera. Not very good at it, don't feel comfortable about it, but hey, I just want to help you guys document this, and maybe it'll help you out. Maybe I'll give you some insight. So I think just kind of giving you a little bit of my history, so you know what I've done, what I'm doing, where I came from, how I've been, how I decided to do the surgery. Hopefully you'll get something out of it. You know, please ask questions. I'll try to answer them best I can. I'll be probably laying around for a while, so I should be able to do that. So, yeah, I'll talk to you guys here in a week or so and kind of let you know about the surgery, and we'll go from there. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye.